10 ways to cause a Hoover. In the majority of cases, once you have realized what we are, you need to get away and stay away from us. If you have been discarded, the emphasis is on staying away from us. If you have to have some kind of interaction with us because of children or work, for example, then the aim is one of minimal interaction and the reduction of the provision of fuel as far as possible. There are many types of Hoover that we deploy. They can happen at different times, and they happen for different reasons, so that you are able to look to your defenses and ensure that they cannot be breached. Generally speaking, you will always look to avoid causing a Hoover trigger as far as you can, and to raise the bar on the Hoover execution criteria to reduce the risk of a Hoover ever happening. Nevertheless, there are occasions when you want a Hoover to happen. To be blunt, the reason for wanting to run the risk of being exposed to our machinations once again and possibly be drawn back into our false reality is often not a sound one. Yet, in the same way, when somebody is told not to open a box or go through a door, they cannot help but do it. There will be those who will want to preempt a Hoover from our kind, and they wish to do it for their own ends. If that is the case, then on your head be it. But here are 10 ways to bring about a Hoover. Number 1. Turn up. The simplest way to ensure we Hoover you is to present yourself on a plate before us. We are unlikely to turn down such an opportunity to gather fuel from you when you make it so easy. Of course, you may find that we seek negative fuel from you because we are infatuated with your replacement, and therefore we want to punish you for letting us down, and we remain dedicated to your replacement. Assuming you are able to find us, which should not prove especially difficult, since even when we discard you, we usually do not go to huge lengths to make us impossible to contact, by turning up and seeing us, we will Hoover you. There is a risk if you turn up at one of our fortresses, home or work for instance, we may not admit you, preferring to garner thought fuel from your upset at being denied entry. Therefore, for best results, approach us in public places such as a restaurant or a bar. What you do have to keep in mind is the timing of when you try to bring about this Hoover, because this is likely to influence whether it will be benign in nature or malign. You may not care, since all you want to do is to bring about the interaction between us, but the timing of when you do try to bring about this Hoover is important, nevertheless, to keep in mind. 2. Provide your contact details. You can do this as part of an apparent round robin which has been sent to all of your contacts. For example, here is my new number, thanks, a victim. The receipt of this, be it by email address or Skype handle or telephone number, is a green light to us. You are opening the gate, and we will use this information to Hoover you, because you have made it easy for us. 3. Messages for help. We once rode into your life as a white knight to save you from misery, loneliness, and a score of different serpents which sought to hurt you. We don't offer true support, but we do enjoy being in attendance when help is required, in order for us to drink in your fuel from your upset and neediness, and to appear as the all-conquering hero. If you send a message requesting our help, you are playing to our sense of omnipotence, and we will find it hard to resist responding by way of a Hoover. The message must be specific about the type of help that is required, and be something that we could help you with if we chose to. Something straightforward, which can be done in a flourish. After all, we do not like to expend our energy, and certainly not on actually helping somebody with something arduous. We appear not because we want to help you, but because we want the fuel that will flow from us showing how omnipotent we are, for example, by lending you money, tuning your television in, or explaining a letter from the authorities for you. Play the damsel in distress, and we will appear. 4. Proclaim your misery. As the idiom states, misery loves company. Accordingly, if you announce that you are unhappy, upset, lonely, and miserable, and even better, if you link it to the fact that you miss us, cannot be without us, or similar declarations, we will appear and hoover you. This is different from the entry that I've described above. That is requesting help with something specific, something practical. This relates to your emotional state. There are 2 reasons why this works. First and foremost, you are providing fuel by being upset about missing us. We want that. Secondly, we regard the world as a hateful place, and thus our negative outlook to that means that we want to see other people upset as well. Thus, we will flock to you in such a state. Be warned, however, that there is a significant risk that all we will do is perpetuate your misery in order to draw this fuel further from you. Accordingly, you may wish to feign misery as opposed to being actually mired in it. 5. Post a picture. Post a picture where we are likely to see it of you and an apparent new love interest. We will not like this. We will feel criticized, and with the ignition of fury, we will want to lash out at you. You are not allowed to be happy without our permission and approval. We must be the source of what you feel, not somebody else. When we see this picture, we see fuel being wasted on somebody else. We want it for ourselves. Thus we will come hoovering. We also delight in the power felt by running to you and looking to cause problems within your relationship. 6. Involve a friend. Send a friend to let us know how much you miss us, how your days are empty without us, how you never stop mentioning us. That alerts us to the fact that there is a tanker of fuel waiting to be sucked dry, and this will certainly pique our interest to come and hoover you at the mention of this green light. 7. Spread a rumor. Use your supporters to spread a rumor about us. Make it detrimental without straying into the realms of defamation. Otherwise, you won't be hoovered, and instead you will receive a letter from a lawyer instead. Suggest that you got rid of us first, even though we discarded you, and you did so because our performances in bed were below par, or that we never changed our underwear, or that we said our mother's name a lot in our sleep. It is sufficiently petty that it will irk us, and we will come looking for you in order to set you straight and to draw some fuel from you by way of recompense for your criticism. 8. Anniversary pop-up. We imagine that you remember that it was so long since we first met you, first kissed you, first took you away for the weekend, and so on. Often you do, because that is the extent to which we infect you, so that you reminisce a lot. If you remind us of a forthcoming anniversary, and thus by implication that it remains special to you, there is a good chance that we will use that anniversary to hoover you, because we will regard you as more susceptible on that special date, and likely to provide more fuel through your heightened emotional state. 9. The booty call, or the booty text. If you get in touch with a suggestive call or text, then this will attract a hoover from us. Nothing seems game on more than sexual content in a message. The somatic of our kind see a chance to rekindle those passionate couplings. The cerebral will relish the chance to exhibit his seduction techniques, even if there is no actual consummation. The elite will see both as entirely appetizing. Even the victim narcissist will respond, since it is easy to do so, and if framed in a way that appeals to his submissive sexual outlook. Dangle such a text in front of us, and the hoover will follow. Number 10. Unleash a rant. You know by now that fuel, whether positive or negative, is what we need. If you want to provoke a Hoover, show off some of that emotion through a rant in a voicemail message to us, a vitriolic email, a series of hate-filled messages, or just a hysterical monologue on your Facebook page. We will be attracted by this outpouring of emotion and want more of it, so we will come Hoover in hand to draw more of the same. These are 10 ways by which you can look to effect a Hoover and cause interaction between us and you again. How you then proceed once you have effected the Hoover is entirely a matter for you, but understand that whether it is benign or malign, we will be looking to draw fuel from you. If it is not further provided, you risk the ignition of our fury as a consequence of this wounding criticism, and therefore you should factor into any attempt to bring about a Hoover what may happen as you seek to achieve your own end from causing it to occur.